All right, good morning and welcome to Monday Morning Coffee Chat. I'm so glad all of you are here today. Today we are going to have Michele as our co-host. And I sat down with Michele a couple weeks ago and we really had a phenomenal chat. She does great work, but the main reason that we invited her on for today is because she has a Black Friday special. So we want her to be able to share that. It's fourth quarter. It's into fourth quarter, right? Like I just went to playoff game last Friday. Pressure is on. It's the end of the year. If you want to up your game and get your business a real kick in the butt for the end of the year, then you need to really listen up to what Michele has to share with us today. But first, Michele, will you please tell us a few things about yourself to just make you relatable to us so we know you as a person?
Yeah, I'm just a regular Yahoo, just like the rest of the crew here. And we're all just trying to uh, it- uh, make people more money and give them exposure and make their lives easier and helping them optimize their overall performance so they could show up for the people who need the most. So pretty simple stuff. I've got a podcast and Nicole's been on it. Lynn's slacking. Colleen's going to be coming up. And I have a feeling there's going to be a bunch of other people that are on this networking group that are going to be a part of it. And what I've done is, which I've turned it into a collaboration and resource podcast because I want people to not only watch it once, but use it as a reference so they can find people when they need their products and services. So I encourage other people to start doing that too. When you have a show or you go to shows, remember certain episodes and use that as a reference when you're giving referrals and say, you know what, it was this episode on this one. So you could get to know the people because it's a great way to build relationships and get the good people doing good business and good things out there quicker and faster. So we can all 2.0 our income, business and life and 20x it at the same time.
Very good. So I
Yeah.
have something that you say that, or a quote that you like that I really like. It says, money is like oxygen. The more you have, the easier it is to breathe. And the more you can breathe, the bigger the difference in the world you can make.
Yeah, it's
Now,
pretty simple, huh?
it is. And I think it's interesting because we are all here to make money or to help other people make money. And obviously, the back end of that is that by helping other people get what they want, just like it says on Carl's quote, which I can't read. Go ahead and read it to us, Carl. Oh, you're muted.
Unmute.
What's the matter? You don't read lips? You can have everything in life you want if you'll just help enough other people get what they want. And that's a Zig Ziglar quote that we base our events on, and I base everything in my business on.
Yeah, and I think that we're all here to help other businesses really get ahead. And so each week we try to bring somebody on and let them share the way that they do that. So Michele, why don't you get into it? I'm going to go ahead and drop your freebie in the chat for everybody.
Yeah, and I encourage you to take advantage of that because not only am I giving away a one-on-one so we could go through the business and what your expectations are and where your struggles are, but I'm giving you a podcast appearance on my show, Income, Business, and Life with Michele Swinick. It's basically a 2.0 your story showcase where you get to just talk for the mostly the 12 minutes. So people can actually get to know you because what I have found is that, especially if you host a show, you never get a chance to tell your own story. So
Right.
I have a lot of people where I've had the hosts because I've been in this world since 2018, and they said I've never gotten a chance to even tell my story, no less. I don't even know what my story is. I said, well, that's a good thing that there's a toolkit that helps you guide you through that. So now you have the ability to express that to other people. And it literally is a game changer for your relationships and your business. So I encourage you to do that. But the main reason Nicole wanted me or Colleen wanted me to come on, I'm staring at Nicole's pictures, so I apologize. You guys are like the same anyway. So you're
Yeah,
like you're
I
like
like
those
that.
you're like a tag team crew of true networking, but it's networking with a heart, right? Because there's purpose behind everything, which is the brilliant part of all of it. The reason why she wanted me to come on is because yes, I have a Black Friday special, but I'm providing lead generation. And the reason why that is so important is because, yes, we are all we're networking, we're asking for referrals, we're constantly doing the grind. But what if? What if it was possible to be able to get the same information that Meta has, that Google has, that all these big entities have been hiding from us, little small businesses, solopreneurs, entrepreneurs, mid-sized businesses. They've been hiding this information from decades, but you've heard about the magical data and how important the data is and why the data is even better than the actual businesses. They buy the business for the data because it's so critical, because that's how they find out what you want, what you need, who you are, and they're able to then sell that information to their friends at that same high level, and they cornered the market. Well, we brought it down so that the average person can afford it and can access the same data. So it's pretty simple. We're
So this is
providing,
interesting, Michelle. I love this. I'm
yeah,
for just a second.
yeah,
And
yeah.
just for anybody that doubts the data, let me say this to you. I have built from concept to profit, I think 9 businesses now. Um, Out of my first 7, I sold so many of those. And when you go to sell a business, I speak to a real estate agent. They're like, okay, well, here's your inventory. Here's what you're making. Here's, what your cost is. Here's a number you can sell it for. And I'm like, okay, let's triple that. And they're like, what? You're crazy. You'll never sell it for that. And I'm like, watch me now. Okay, so and for instance, my last 4 Airbnbs that um, I sold those, but I didn't just sell the Airbnb, right? I sold the list of guests. I sold their preferred weeks. I sold all their preferences as far as what kind of wine they like, where they want their gift cards from when they show up, what kind of home baked good they want on the table, all of the data with it, and literally sold those for 3 times the amount that the realtor thought was possible, and sold them for cash within a month.
Wow.
There's a huge difference when you include the data. When I sold my last boutique, I sold the contents of my store, and then I sold separately for more money than the contents of my building, my list of clients,
Mhm.
my social media platforms, those kind of things. And so the data is where it's at. It really is. And when Michelle can help you dig into that and find the right data, boom, the value of your business goes way up. And so does the income. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
No, that's it's your show. You go ahead and I'll just sit on the co-host side. So I was just getting on a roll there. So I apologize. So the in-market leads, right? Verified in-market leads. Why it's a game changer for us regular guys, right? Guys and gals, is because people, these are people who are actively searching right now for the products and services that you have to offer because they're on the internet. They're looking at keyword searches, and these are it's intent and time based lead generation is what we've coined this new phrase. Intent. They're actively looking. So let's just say they're looking for networking groups. They're looking for coaches. They're looking for nonprofit organizations that deal with domestic violence. They're looking for very specific keyword searches. So those people that are out there searching, they leave a paper trail. Okay, they leave a paper trail and all of their personal information. If you can cross-reference it, you can build now you have a list of what that person's demographics are. Okay, so we're able to do that with people that are searching by certain keywords it's like your avatar, it's what you decide within the past 48 hours. So intent, they're looking for certain information. This is AI SEO, regular SEO, in articles, blogs, all over the internet, where anything in the digital marketplace or digital reference points, and time based because within the past 48 hours, we could do longer or short. We're working on shorter. We're going to get it down to 24, but right now it's 48. So these people are active. They're looking. Like, can you imagine if it was a trade, Colleen, or like you had what it was, the spa service, right? And what if they were like, I need a facial today, or I want a facial, oh, looking for a facial, looking for a place that's local.
Right.
We would be able to give you that information, drill down to your zip code. So now you can go ahead and market to those people. You can either you put them in the email funnels. You can actually, because we're not only giving you the name, the phone number, the email address, where they live, the address of where they live, and a whole bunch of demographics that go along with it. Do they own a home? Do they have children? Where do they work? so you're having a whole bunch of criteria. So you know if this person even can afford your services, because most of the time there's even an income range in there. So now you can go ahead and market to those people. Like if it was a plumber, somebody's looking for plumbing, and now you can go ahead and market to them. Or whether you're doing an email, or worse, if you want to do snail mail, you can still do that because you have the address. Or if you pick up the phone, now how would this be, right? So what if people were, because you've got Colleen is dealing with business coaching at a certain level, right? She's making your simplified systems easier. So what if somebody was looking at 3 or 4 different coaches? Because it's for digital, brick and mortar, in trades, it doesn't matter. It's anything where you have a product or service that people are looking for what you have. So what if, picture this, what if they were looking at 3 or 4 different coaches, and Colleen happened to pick up the phone and called you, and because it's personal one-on-one. And she said, I know you're looking for coaching, or however you want to write the script, and you're on the phone and you call them, leave a message, or even if you get a text message. And you were interviewing 3 different coaches, and one of them actually called you rather than just getting the emails constantly about the coaching. And you said, I really want to work with you. Wouldn't you want to work with that person? Because they took the time to call you. So it's a whole different way of doing marketing, but we've made it affordable because all of these other companies charge tens of thousands, hundreds of $1,000s for this data. For our Black Friday special, we made it so easy that it's 3,000 leads for $999. So you get a chance to experience how you can implement this in your business, in addition to by doing your referrals, your networking, going to networking events. But this, if you're getting leads because we're giving you leads every 48 hours. So now you actually can build up a nice little pipeline. You could get some closings. You might be able to close something that day. So depending on what your price point is, you could 20x your business real quick. But here's the extra bonus that we're throwing in there. 97% of the people that go to your website leave without converting. So it's like, boop, they leave. So we put a pixel on your website. And we do this for 7-day free trial so you could see it. So we're giving away the farm because we want people to really embrace what the big companies have done for all of these decades so that you can do this in your own business. So we put the pixel on the website. Now we're able to track the people that left. Now keep in mind, they're not leaving because they don't like you, or they're not leaving because they don't like your product or service. The attention span of the human being, because of TikTok and everything else, has come down to less than a goldfish, which is about 5 seconds. So they might have 20 windows open. They might have the doorbell rang. The cat yawned, something crazy. So now that they have not converted, they haven't bought anything, they haven't signed up for your funnel, your email lists are gone. Now they can't figure out where they found you. They didn't write it down. They saved it in a bookmark, but they got 400 bookmarks and they got 20 windows open. So they're lost, but it's not because they didn't like you. So now you can capture on the low end 15 to 25% of those people. On the high end, 50 to 60%. So now we can cross-reference the people that left, because again, remember, you leave a paper trail in this digital world that we all live in now. So then we're able to cross-reference through verifiable, these are called master databases, and all these people have opted in. So it's all ethically sourced, there's no compliance issues. That's why when we're saying on the low end, it's 15 to 25% of people that we can get you their contactable information, email, phone, name, demographics, property address that they live at. Reason why it's 15 to 25% because some people have opted out. Very few have opted out, or they're using a VPN, or it's a bot. So we have a low end and a high end on the range that we can. But so we put those two together. So now you have a contactable lead. So you can combine those two, up to 3,000 leads per month for $999. That's 33 cents a lead. Let's just say you converted 1%. 1%. That's 30 people. 30 people, 1%. That's only if you converted 1%. What if you can convert more? Once you become a customer and you start working with us and be a client, and you're making more money than you're spending per month, why would you leave? Now you have a nice cash flow. You have a nice steady stream of income in addition to all your other stuff that you're doing. And that's a game changer. It's a game changer because the quote, I'm going to say it again that Colleen mentioned that she likes, money is like oxygen. The more you have, the easier it is to breathe. And the more you can breathe, the bigger the difference in the world that you can make. It takes the edge off of everything. So I know that we're doing trying to do good in the world. We want to help other people, but at the end of the day, you have to take care of your household. You have to take care of your business. You have employees, you have a family, you have people that are expecting you to show up. So when you actually have cash flow coming in and you have money in your bank account and you see prospects coming towards you, and then once you're doing that, you're getting referrals from it because people have success stories and they're sharing more information, then there's more word of mouth. That takes the edge off of everything. So I have and this is where I keep saying income, or I keep saying making money, and I keep saying that because I have shied away for that for so long. Not because it's a bad thing, right? Because what they have brainwashed into believing that the Bible says that money is the root of all evil, and it is not. It says for the love of money is the root of all evil. But money is a very powerful thing, and it is an accelerant. So once, if you're all it does is it enhances what you are able to do in this world. So if you're a bad person and you get a bunch of money, you're probably not going to do good things with it. But if you're a good person, you have a bunch of money, you're going to do good things. And that's what everybody on this networking call and this podcast are doing. But it takes the edge off so that you can do those great things. So there's no reason why you shouldn't talk about money, because money is an amazing thing if it's used the right way. So I've decided to embrace it because I know that when I have money in my bank account, especially when there's two digits in front of a comma, I don't have any stress. And I know that I can do things and I can show up for people and I can actually have time to make phone calls that are maybe outside of business, to check on people, to see who's doing what, and to do a little bit more social things that are good for everybody. So I encourage you to embrace income. I encourage you to embrace having more financial success. It's not a bad thing. It's a wonderful thing. And there's so much that you can do with it because, like Lynn was saying, she's doing too much. She's got to slow down. Doctor told her slow down, okay? Because she wants to do so much. And we get caught up in this world where we're all doing so many things because at the end of the day, we need to bring in certain amounts of income because we have bills to pay and we want to think 30, 60, 90, 120 days down the road. So embrace earning income, but do it smart. And I'm giving you an opportunity to do it a smart way for not a lot of money in order to literally turn around your business or get it to the next level so you can 20x it. Somebody laughed at me the other day. I said, well, you could 20x your business in 48 hours. They laughed. I said, what if I gave you 300 leads? Because every 2 days we're pulling 48, and every 48 hours we're pulling you leads. And it just depends on what people are searching. And you can adjust those criteria. And he was like, oh, you're right. I said, yeah, depends on your price point. What if you're selling pulls at $15,000 a pop? And I gave you, and one of them converted. Bingo. So yes, it is possible if you're using some different strategy, because the world on social media, the internet, everything has changed. So if you have an opportunity now to go get verifiable contactable leads based on timing, because we're going to turn them quick for you, why would you not want to take advantage of that? It's another tool, another arrow in the quiver in order to get to the customers who are looking for what you have. They just don't know how to find you and they don't know that you exist yet. So you're just going to get in front of them before your competition does.
And I
Pretty
think that that's
cool.
key. I think the timing is huge. I went down to Gulfport and was looking for a massage of all things, and Google that and Google that. I was just not quite sure um, where I wanted to go and price rise and I was ready to just kind of walk away. But then I, put it to the back burner and was driving out to lunch and passed a place that I had done some research on. I'm like, oh, okay. And so just having that extra connection made me choose that point. And so I think that it's the same in business. If you're actively looking for something and somebody reaches out to you with that next connection point, that does truly make people go back to you. Let's open it up. Does anybody have any questions? Go ahead, Carl. I see your hand.
Yeah, I got, well, first of all, I'll make a statement. The only people who say they hate money are poor people, right? Wealthy people never say that. Um, the other thing is I have a question for you.
Mhm.
Um, I'm not a business coach, I'm a consultant, but so you may use the example of a coach. So where are people posting this? I'm looking for a business coach. Where are they posting? Where are they
Well, they're
asking?
not posting anything. They're not posting anything. They're doing keyword searches. So, like if they're on Google or they're on AI, they're asking questions. They're looking for business coach, podcast with business coach, anything that has keywords
Or how
of
much
say
is a
business
business
coach. How
coach?
much
Yeah.
is a business coach? Names of famous business
I see.
coaches.
Okay.
So
Okay. So they're
it's
doing
they're
searches.
searching. It's anything on the internet where they are searching. So it's but
Okay.
there's two
I
kinds
got
of
you now.
okay.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. That was my question.
Yeah, yeah. So we're just tapping into this huge pool of billions of people daily searching for everything under the sun because everybody uses the internet. And again, it is SEO searching, AI SEO searching, which are two different things. And it's if people are pulling up articles, they're pulling up blogs, they're searching, they're going through podcasts where anytime they are typing in whatever keywords that you choose, which is your avatar, that's what we're able to pull up and match that with that person. So that's the verification process where now that search where it has say like a an ID number is now going to be attached to a person based on cross-referencing many different master databases. So that's where we could come up with an actual lead. So it's a it's the way the big guys have been doing it for decades. We're just making it affordable for the little guy because we're all about the little guy.
Right. Does anybody else have any questions?
Yes, I do. Um, is this very similar to like Google Ads or SEO on the website and the connectivity between the two, checking to see what people are searching and like changing or modifying the words on the website so that what people are searching for will lead them there?
No, no, we're grabbing the people that are searching for those things. So Google Ads, an ad is placed like an advertisement, just like a billboard in a traditional drive by the highway, except it's now placed on the internet. So the person that is clicking on that or looking for that, that's what we're pulling. So we're not placing any advertisements. We're tapping into the pool of everybody that already exists. So they're not coming to us. We're grabbing them in a big, like, think of it as a fishing pond. So a big pond where all the fish are the people searching for the food, right? So what we're doing is, and then depending on what the food is, here's food for the Google ad, here's food for the Facebook ad. So this is the Facebook ad, Google, this is Facebook ad, this is Google ad, this is an article, this is a podcast. So the fish are swimming there based on what they're looking for. And we just come in with a big net and we scoop them all up.
Thank you
So
for that. Your
yeah,
your answer
does that
made me
make?
real. Yeah, your answer made me realize I asked the question wrong.
No, that's okay. That's okay. Rephrase it now and then rephrase the question.
Okay, thank you for the opportunity.
Yeah.
Not so much like the Google ads, but I guess like the search field, like what they're searching for, similar to what you're saying, right? It's the
Yeah.
people that are
Yeah.
searching for that.
Searching for
Um,
anything. Hmm.
searching for what specifically whatever organization you're helping support is. Yes. So for me, obviously, it's domestic violence, right? So I'm looking for like four different types of people. And with the Google ads, because we have the Google ad grant, I'm able to see what people are searching that's leading them to the website. Not that they're actually clicking on our ad, it's just what they're
Right.
searching.
Right. So we would actually then be able to, like, if you wanted domestic violence donors, okay, let's just say you were looking for people that support domestic violence. It's a donor, a nonprofit, something along those lines. We would then be able to put a list together of people that are searching for those keywords and then provide you the names, the phone numbers, all their data so that you actually know who's searching for it.
Okay.
Okay, so like on your website, on in the Google ads, they might tell you that 100 people search for that. They don't tell you who. I tell you who.
Right.
We give you
Right.
who. So I give you the like every 48 hours, we're sending you a list of all this data. Here's these people that are looking for what you have. They just don't know who you are yet. So go get them. And then
Yep.
on the website, like the pixel we put on, when we put the pixel on the website, we're actually tracking the people that came to your website and left. So
Okay. That's what you
now,
meant when you were saying
yeah,
the
so that's
pixel.
there's
Okay.
two parts. So the two parts with the pixel, but yeah, I understand what the Google ads are. So with the nonprofit component. So the Google ads part or the pixel part is really critical because
Mm-hmm.
let's just say that you had 1,000 you said I got 1,000 people today on my website. And then I said, well, who are they? I don't know. They don't tell me that. They know who those people are that came to your website. They don't want you to know because then they could sell that information. And if they did
Yep.
that, then they can't sell it at the level that they are selling it only to their like-minded leveled friends. So this way that we are now going to show you who left. Who left the website? These people left. Here's all their
So,
contact information. Go get them.
got it. I've been reading a lot of information lately about these new privacy laws that are coming out, like under CPP and things of that nature. Is that impacting that option or opportunity at all?
No, because these people have opted in. We have 40 different master databases that we either pay or have access to. So these people have all opted in to these databases, one or many, like Credit Karma is one of them. So we have access to people's credit scores. So voter rolls is another. So we have access to the name versus the property address. So we're having access to all this information, and other people do too. Again, you just don't know that that's how they get this information because they don't want you
Right.
to know, and they're not going to get you the information unless you pay a lot of money and you're part of the club. We're not part of the club. We're making our own club. So that there's privacy laws, but we're in compliance with all that because all this stuff is ethically sourced. So once people have opted into these master databases, their information's public. That's why when we say so, there's a range of what we can find just on your specific website because some people have opted out. It's not a very high amount of people. It's not a high amount of people at all. And then California has their own laws when it comes to the credit. Okay.
That's what I was just gonna
Oh
say. Yeah,
yeah, no,
because
it's a whole
these
different.
cold reach outs.
There is a certification that actually has the California what little CC, I think it's CCP or CC appropriately, right? CC something or
Yeah.
other. But this is all in compliance with that because we don't even have access to people if they've opted out of any area or depending on what they've opted, how they've opted out, we can't even get access to that. And we don't need to because there's thousands, tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands, and millions of people that haven't. So, depending on what criteria you're looking for, we can broaden the research when the results come in, or we can narrow it down. Because if you said business coach, you're going to probably have 10,000, 100,000 leads. You can't convert those in 48 hours or begin to because it's time based. You want to be timely. So a week that's a lead that's a week old is not as efficient and as effective. So we need to narrow the search down in order so that you get a better bang for the buck and you can reach out to a more likely potential customer or client.
Thank you. Thank
Uh-huh.
you for that.
Yeah.
Definitely. We're connecting. We're already
Well,
connected
yeah,
to
well, we're connected. Our
yeah.
Live Peer's already donating 10% to confronting domestic violence through December 3rd with the Avon and Nicole. And we're going to be
Yeah.
doing more with you guys. But yes, that's we'll
Thank you.
definitely one-on-one, jump on my one-on-one. So I would love
And
uh
Nicole has a
yeah.
question. Go ahead, Nicole.
Well, yeah, I was just gonna say. Besides that, yeah, you two, I connected you in the chat. You guys need to talk. You're nearby each other. You can see each other in person, which would be awesome because you're two firebrands. But with that, I did want to just kind of comment on that. You know, where Google used to in this last year, before this last year, used to have millions and millions of search database when you put in a keyword or a term and you can get that up. Now you can't, and they took that away so they could resell.
Mhm.
So this is fantastic because you don't have to do that, and you're getting that. So where Facebook, where we give our information and our license plates, our kids' information, all that, you might as well do it if people are giving it away for free. Get on the action. I mean, you know, they're reselling it. If you don't want it, then you got to read the fine print and sign out. I mean, there's ways that people don't find your information, but if we can do this ethically sourced, that's just the best, really the best way to do it. I mean, when with my speakers, I get to know each one of them because I don't want to just have anybody that's unaligned on my stage. So I do pick up the phone, talk to them, get on a one-to-one with them. But it's the data. There's people that have told me, hey, you give me the leads, and people sign up. They know that they're getting that. They know that it's aligned with them. And this is what we have to do. It's amazing the information that people collect on us. So we might as well use it to make some money. And we make money, we can go buy some Live Pure and some Avon and support a good cause. So you make it a win-win. I love that. Thanks. And I just really do like what you're doing. That's why I'm like, yeah, I got to introduce you to a few people.
Yeah, and Nicole did. She got everything kick-started. But I want you to think of it this way too, and I'm glad that Nicole brought up this angle. Don't feel that you're being invasive in this world, because how many times have you walked in or you're in the parking lot of Home Depot and then all of a sudden coupons come up for Home Depot and you haven't even gotten in the store yet, or you're talking to your spouse on the couch and you're like, you know what, we really need to get that sink fixed. And then all of a sudden, ads come up for a plumber, or you do it with a car. You say something about a car, you're like, yeah, the cars have an issue. And then all of a sudden, new ads start popping up in your phone. They started doing that like what, 10 years ago? They conditioned us so that have gotten to the point where we are now, where when something comes across our phone or our email, because we're talking about it, and as Nicole said, they're always listening, they're always recording. Because they've been doing this for a very long time to capture your information based just on your phone and your television, and then turning around and then selling that to companies. So it's not being invasive. They've conditioned us. So if somebody is getting contacted, but here's the thing, would you rather have a big company contact somebody who's looking for what you have to sell? Or would you rather you be the one contacting them? Because you know that you're going to take better care of them. You know that you're going to offer a better product or service rather than some commercialized person. Maybe it's a big, famous, let's use this business coach as a category. But again, this is for any type of business. So would you rather have them work with you as a business coach or some big, famous business coach that they never get to meet the business coach? They get put in the system. So they're working with the team and the assistants and the products and the fancy bells and whistles. But wouldn't you rather that person, because you knew they would get more value working with you than them? So go get them. We're just giving you an opportunity to bridge the gap between what people are searching and looking for, and they just don't know who you are yet, and they don't know how to find you. So we're just putting you guys together quicker and faster so you can get found.
So, Michelle, Jay
Yeah.
has a question, and then I want to know after you're done speaking to Jay, and before we wrap up, I want you to tell us what it's like to work with you. We get on the call, and then I want to know what happens after that, step by step, just so people have a little bit more clear picture on that.
Yeah.
But go ahead first and answer Jay's question, please.
Hey Michelle, how's it going? Sorry guys, I'm just driving, so I just thought I'd just press the audio to ask my question. Um, my question was, so since these leads are time-based and you ideally would want to reach out to them, almost immediately, and instead of funnels or social media, I would assume like for me, it's always good to, pick up the phone and call. In your experience with these kind of leads, when it comes to, let's say, a product that's your product or service that's distributed pretty much anywhere. So obviously a wider range can be applied at this point. So let's say if we're looking at North America region, and in your practice, what have you seen is kind of the way to pick up the phone and call and ethically explain, if the question arises, how you got my information?
Well, it depends on what your product or service is, right? So it would slightly change. But you could just give them kind of an explanation that your information, you're part of you could say you're part of a system where you're getting information of people that are looking for what that are looking for what you have and based on categories. So um if you want to be honest, you could tell them that I bought a list of people that are looking for what I have because I want to get in front of as many people as I can. And I'm also I'm also the company is providing information of people that have left my website, and I'm being proactive. I would turn it around and say that I'm being proactive, and I'm just using this as an opportunity to get in front of as many good people like yourself who I know need what I have. I would position it and change it around a little differently to say that you are actually trying to get in front of them, rather than make it more that you bought a bunch of leads. You're just implementing a different way of going about business because you know there's a lot of people searching, and you don't have tens of thousands of dollars to place all these ads. So you're just using a different method in order to find those people to help them. Put it more in a way of it's an easier method to find the people that are looking for what you have, because you're not one of the big guys. You don't have tens of thousands of dollars. So I would approach it that way, and then kind of see where the conversation goes. Carl, did you have a
Okay.
question?
Yeah, I do. Does the algorithm have a way to differentiate whether they're looking for that or whether, for instance, I always tell people that are in business, you better know what your competition's doing because they know what you're doing. And does it have a way, because a lot of people are searching like companies, in other
Mm-hmm.
words, coaches or widget sellers, whatever it is, to see what they're doing. So when they get the lead from you, do they know whether they're looking for it or whether they're looking, for what reason were they searching? Is there any
No,
way that
it's
it
based on
differentiates it?
yeah. No, it's based on keyword search. So you don't know if
Okay.
they're doing it as competition or if they're doing it but when you get the demographics for the person and you look through that, like we did it with a smaller guy, and he was seeing some of his competitors because we did the pixel on his website. So then he could see who was landing on his website. And he was like, I know that guy. And he's like, he had called me. So I never got a chance to talk to him, but he did call me. And then he goes, that other guy's my competition. So you might be able to figure that out depending on what it is that you're searching for and how many leads that have come in for those keyword searches. But I'll give you
Yeah,
an
but
example. Go ahead.
well, I was going to say as well, I always tell people before you call a lead anyway, try to find out as much information about them before you call them, not just their name. I mean, if you could, if you can do some more search on them, then you'll know whether they're a competitor or whether they might be looking for what you have. So
Well,
that way, when you're making the call, you know a little bit more.
yeah, but it just depends on what you have to sell. So if you're selling something that's a low ticket item, is it worth it the time to put all that research into picking up the phone and then finding out that the in your ticket items is $99?
No,
Not
maybe not.
really.
I'd probably
So
just
it just
email
depends.
them.
Right. So it depends on what you're selling. So I wouldn't go too much
Yeah,
into doing investigation work and just get through because it's a numbers game,
yeah,
right? And you don't know who those people, you don't know at what point they're ready to pull the trigger, and you don't necessarily know what they need to hear in order to move forward with you.
yeah. Okay,
So yeah,
I
don't
appreciate
don't
it.
overthink it. Keep it simple.
Yeah,
Keep it simple. You got the leads coming in, just work them.
okay.
Go ahead, Mike.
Oh, hey, just
Hey.
my two country sense. What you said earlier before Carl spoke, yeah, I love it. The question is, like, people hear buzzwords like lead gen, list, prospect, and they all, oh, yuck. Yeah, and knock that off is my best recommendation, right? It's like I'm not against ads, I'm not against tactics, but what I love most about you is you're putting it together in a strategy, and you're not trying to manipulate people, bother people,
Mhm.
chase them around. You're saying, listen, if you're a hungry steak eater, I got some steak you might be interested in. If they lean
Mhm.
in, great. If not, keep showing it to them until they opt out. I love that. That's what we do as a community, and that's absolute, right? Like, I don't need to be convinced to get camo hats. I just need to see the damn ad. So,
Mhm.
bravo. I love the concept. Love to chat about this soon.
Oh, awesome. Awesome.
And
And
I
I
think
believe you're
too,
on my calendar, Mike. So we will be meeting, I think, on December 1st.
I
So see, I granted your wish. Poof.
Yeah.
I think too that there's a lot better rate with text messaging. So if you're getting their phone number,
Hmm.
then sending a text is always a great option. So tell us now, if we're leaving this meeting, we've got on a call with you. What happens during the call? What should we expect, and where should we expect that to go from there?
Well, on the call, we're going to talk a little bit about your business too. So it's not just the lead portion. I want you to use that as a tool, right? But if there's other issues that you're having, we can kind of discuss those because of great conversations like I'm having with Colleen, and what we'd had on our 101s, you might need some referral sources. So I have that opportunity to provide you with some solutions there. But and we do small business lending also. So that might be a tool that you need. So I want to make sure that you realize I'm going to open you up to all of these amazing people that you can use for resources. But when it comes specific to the leads, after we meet and you're ready to go, we're going to get you on a phone Zoom call with the owner or the developer. And then we're going to identify what keyword searches that you want to use in order to define your avatar and to figure out which leads that you want. So we're going to work through that while he's pulling up. We'll start with a couple keyword searches and we'll see what leads are in the past, say 48 hours, 72 hours, so you can see an idea on what kind of traffic there was. And we're going to tweak that based on the amount of volume that's coming in. So we're going to do that live time. Then he's going to give you a pixel to put on your website so we can start tracking the people that have gone to your website and left. If you don't know how to put that on, we'll give you instructions. If that's something that is still out of your wheelhouse, if you just give your password and information to the developer, he will drop that on there for you. It literally takes like 2 or 3 minutes. So now you're going to begin a 7-day free trial. Okay. 7-day free trial. So we're going to track all this information on your website. At the end of 7 days, we're going to give you a report, show you who came to your website and give you the leads for that information. And we're going to also then do one big data pull of all the people and the keyword searches for that week that we have found. We might give it every 48 hours so you can actually start working them, depending on what you want. But you'll get all the leads for that 7 days in both categories. We still haven't paid yet. Okay, you still haven't given any money. And then you're going to say, okay, this is amazing. And then we're going to say, okay, now your 7-day free trial is up. You've got a sample. You've got the leads to work. Let's move forward. We do a 3-month minimum contract, but you're going to be locked in for that $9.99 for those 3 months. And after that, if you're not making tens of thousands, if not more, there's some issues that we need to work on probably within your business, but we have those sources and referrals to look at and see where there are some pitfalls that maybe need to be tweaked. But here's the other bonus thing that we're doing. Every 7 days, we can go in. Either you're going to do it yourself or we will do it with you or for you. We'll work together. We can change the keyword searches. So depending on what leads that we're getting that are coming in based on your keyword searches, we can broaden it, we can narrow it, we can change it up. But like, let's just say, for example, you've got Agape. She was looking for people who were searching for help with nonprofits. And the following week, she goes, yeah, let's change it up. I want donors. So maybe we switch it so it's looking for people that are looking to support financially the nonprofit organization. So every 7 days, we've got it structured so that you could change the keyword searches so that you can really fine tune what it is. Because once you get into this whole different way of doing this business, you're going to see, okay, this is what I'm putting in. This is the traffic I'm getting. I want to tweak it a little bit, or I want to broaden it, or I want to fine tune something. And we've decided that every 7 days we'll be able to make those adjustments. So you really are going to be kind of specific and niching out that avatar to get those people who are looking for what you have. And then if there's issues, if you got questions, you need help, I'm here to do that. And then we're off to the races. And
so when you say
happy closings, guys, happy closings, some new deals, new clients, new customers, changing lives.
And so when you say you're going to give us the leads, you give them to us in a CSV file?
Yeah, CSV file. So every 48 hours, we'll give them to you in a CSV file. Or if you don't have a CRM that you want to have your own system in, we're working with a CRM company that will set it up. It's an add-on cost of $100. And we will take the leads. We will put them into the CRM for you. They will write the emails that go out. So then you are now in an automated lead funnel or a funnel system that goes out. One for the leads that you've acquired as in market, which these people are out there looking for you, and the other one are from your website. So they're a little bit more custom for the type of clientele that is now we're outgoing because they were incoming. Now we're going out. So that's we did that because a lot of the tradespeople don't know what funnels are. The guy told me, Michelle, the only funnel I know is my wife has a funnel in the kitchen. I don't know anything about funnels. I don't want to.
Why you're not
I just want
partnered with
that.
me on that.
Um, that is because the company has had a relationship and worked with this one CRM company for a year before I even got in the picture. But we can have conversation and see what can be done. But that was in place well before I showed up a month ago. So there's only so much that I can do, but I can make an introduction.
Very good.
Yeah.
Does anybody have any questions? No last questions? Okay, go ahead and close this out, Michele. I have dropped your link, and I see many people have booked with you.
Oh, that's great. I would love to be able to have a conversation with everybody that's here and then everybody that watches this on the replay. And because it's important to not only do these one-on-ones, and as you know, we were talking about even mentioning a little bit on social media. So if you follow somebody on social media, somebody said to me, Michelle, well, I'll follow you on LinkedIn. I said, well, you're never going to see my posts. Nobody ever sees my posts. So schedule the one-on-ones with not just me, but everybody in this group. So then you can figure out, are we compatible? Can we help each other? What can I do for you? What kind of referrals do you need? Let's collaborate. What are all the different things we can do together? Do you know somebody else that needs help? Do you have a podcast I can go on? Do you know other people that are looking for podcasts? So there's so much that can be done with a 30-minute conversation. And then once you actually have that connection, you can do another one and another, but you're going to be able to keep in touch with each other. So please don't rely on just following somebody on social media, because if you just follow me on social media, you will never see my posts. I am censored all over the place. I am lucky if I get somebody I get a handful of people that will see the post. So critically do the one-on-ones, do it with me, do it with everybody else, really engage moving forward, because look, there's 38 days between now and the end of the year. And how you finish the end of the year is how you're going to start the next year. And you have all of these great people in this room and other groups like Lynn's and a couple of these other ones that they are the real deal. So embrace those relationships, contact them, do the one-on-ones, start moving forward, decide how you're going to show up moving forward. Okay? Decide how you're going to do it and take the extra time to reconnect. It's very, very important. I call this the database of diamonds, which is your phone. There are millions of dollars sitting in here by just picking up the phone and calling somebody that you haven't talked to in a long time, and start working and contacting, because this is kind of like, at least for me, it's my last chapter in regards to, I would think, a career move. So I'm going to be contacting every single person that I have ever known in my whole life, especially in the business world, find out what they're doing, because I don't know who they know. And if I haven't talked to them, or you haven't talked to them in a long time, can you imagine how much, if you know that, how much you've grown and how many people you now know, how many that they now know? You just need to reach out. So I encourage you, start doing it during the holiday season. It's a good excuse to do that. And if you're not going to be like Lynn's not having her show for or 2 weeks, or or for the 2 months, the two holidays. So do it now. So you have a little bit extra free time. Get on the phone, book the one-on-one calls, and literally reconnect with everybody, because there's so much business to be done there. Plus, somebody might it might just make their day to hear from you. So I encourage you to do that. Reach out to me, reposition how you think about where you are, how you want to show up. And I'm going to read the quote again that Nicole likes. Money is like oxygen. The more you have, the easier it is to breathe. And the more that you breathe, the bigger the difference in the world you can make. Decide how you want to show up moving forward, and start doing it today. 38 days to the end of the year. We're not getting any younger. We don't know what the future is going to bring. So my advice, put your head down, make as much money as you can, change as many lives as you can, and begin today. Book the call, and I will change your life, I promise, in more ways than just get you some leads so you can go ahead and take your business and 20x it. I promise.
I love this. I'm excited about this. Thank you so much.
Oh, should I give the website too? I want people. Here, this is the other little tip. I like to give tips. So here's my handy dandy sign, because on my show, it's very high budget. Okay. So this is what you do. You go to the Staples, you get a cardboard. You go to Staples or Kinko's. I don't think they call it something else now, but I always live in the past. So it's called Kinko's forever for me. And you print out one of these things. This whole thing, the two-sided tape that I bought costs more. Yes, it's not fancy, but it works. You can hold it up. So here's my phone number. Okay. 601-301-3503. 601-301-30503. So that's text and that is phone on the website. This is the 2.0 and 20x your income, business, and life movement. I do need to make some updates, but I encourage you to subscribe to that. I'm going to be more consistent. SaveMyFreedom.us, SaveMyFreedom.us, and you are saving your personal, your health, and your financial freedoms. And again, one other thing, multiple income streams are a must. It comes straight from the Bible because somebody said, Michelle, who said that? And I said, well, Warren Buffett says that you can't rely on one stream of income, to never depend on a single string of income, make an investment to create a second. And he also said that if you don't make money in your sleep, you will die working. Okay, so we don't want to do that. But I will leave you with a verse from the Bible, and it's Ecclesiastes 11:2. Invest in 7 ventures, yes, in 8. You do not know what disaster may come upon the land. So think about adding additional streams of income. Nicole gave a great example in her Airbnbs. It wasn't just the rental. There was all those other forms of income that she or Colleen did.
Colleen,
you're like
Colleen.
tweens. I know, but
All
I'm
right.
staring at
All
you.
right.
So
We
Colleen
know.
had the Airbnb, but there's multiple streams of income within the actual business. So consider that in this new chapter in life, that you're turning over this new leaf and you're really going to go out there. You're going to serve, but you're going to elevate yourself and your business all at the same time. So I look forward to meeting you, becoming your friend, and helping guide you through this wonderful new chapter where we're going to really change the world together, change some lives.
Thank you, Michelle. Thank you so much.